What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be comparing two compressors. This Tacoma has the ARB Twin Compressor and this Tacoma has the VIAIR Dual Compressor. They are both dual compressors. We're going to be testing them on these 33-inch tires. They are both Toyos and they are both using the behind the grill R4T mounts. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So as you guys can tell, we are still in Baja. We got the ocean behind us, so if you guys hear waves crashing, that's what that is. But it's pretty awesome here. The weather is amazing. I'm still wearing shorts, t-shirt in February. We couldn't do that back in Colorado, but let's talk to you about these tires. So this Tacoma here with the bumpers, this one has Toyo RT Trails. They are 285/70/17. So it's a 33-inch tire on a 17-inch wheel. And then this Tacoma over here has Toyo AT3s, but they're also a 285/70/17 33-inch tire on a 17-inch wheel. So essentially they're holding the same volume of air, so they should fill up and deflate the exact same way and exact same speed. So what we're going to do first is we're going to deflate them, measure the PSI that's in them, make sure that they're at the exact same PSI, and then we'll grab the hoses, or maybe just one hose, and see if we can fill up one. We'll time both of them. Let's go ahead and air them down and we'll start filling them up. So we don't have a deflator for this truck, but we do have an inflator. So we're going to use this to deflate. We're just going to connect it, and the air is going to start coming out of here by itself. So we'll do it that way. On this one, we will just twist off the cap and let the air out. Since this one has the Apex Designs valve stem, so these are pretty cool because you don't need a tire deflator, which is why I didn't have one with me. But we just pull this red tab here and it'll just release all the air out, and at a really fast pace in comparison to that. So let's see what the PSI is within that 2 or 3 seconds. So we're at 20 PSI. We have the hood open on this Tacoma showing the ARB twin compressors behind the grill. And then over here we have the coupler for it, a little bit off to the side of this grill piece here. So we're going to mount, this is just the ARB Air Up kit line. This is the kit that you can purchase separately with the ARB Twin or the single. And they went to this double setup, which I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess it's maybe because you can actually deflate with this one. Just connect this and it could deflate from there. So that's pretty handy. So you don't have to connect it like this, like the way that we did. But it was already connected, that's why we did it that way. But from here, we just connected to the tires. So let's go check on the PSI that we have on both tires. So we got these down to 20 PSI, but we will just check and show you guys one more time. 20.2. Let's drop that down to exactly 20 if we can. There we go. 20 PSI exactly. Now let's check this Tacoma with the black wheels. This one is at 20 PSI exactly. So now we're gonna air them up. Let's start with the vehicle with the ARB Twin. So we will just connect this, and then I will run over to the Switch Pros and flip it on. This is pretty cool. You can just slide it on in there like that. And the ARB Twin, this actually has an aux beam. I said it had a Switch Pros, but it utilizes the same switch panel from R4T. So we're going to start and press this air compressor button at the same time. We're going to let it run just for a minute since we only have it connected to one tire, and see where it gets to, and then we'll air up the VIAIR, or with the VIAIR at the same time, and see where it's at. So here we go, 1 minute. Okay, I did have a delay when I pushed it to begin with, so gave it an extra 0.49 seconds. So let's go see and measure what PSI we're at. So we're at 0 PSI. Pop this off. 35.6 PSI in 1 minute. Okay, pretty good. So essentially you can get 4 tires up to normal running PSI in about 4 minutes for all 4 tires, not including like bringing this around, but pretty good. Now we're gonna use this same setup on this truck over here, but this one, since it has the Apex Designs valve stems, the thread isn't as deep as the factory one, so I will have to hold this one in while we time it. So we have the hood popped on this Tacoma with the dual VIAIR. So this setup is a little bit different because you don't see the other head of the compressor. This one is flipped, one is up, one is facing down, but essentially it does the same thing. It doesn't matter how it's mounted. So there's that. And then right over here, we have an upgraded coupler that I put in here, but basically it does the same thing. It just has this cool release, so that way when you push it, air releases out, so that way it doesn't shoot out from here. So we're gonna use the same hose just to keep this all uniform. That way the line is the same, the length of the air line, everything is exactly the same. So that way nothing is, skewed. But we're going to connect this to here. Like I said, I will have to hold it. So I will turn on the compressor first, turn the truck on, turn on the compressor, and then come here, plug it in, start the timer at the exact same time. Ready? Okay, I pulled it off a little bit sooner, but it's okay. Okay, so I got the compressor shut off. We're gonna check what PSI we're at. Let's see, so we got 0 on the gauge. We'll have to actually put that to PSI. 36.4 PSI. So that one was 35 point something, I believe. So this one filled up 1 PSI faster, essentially, within the same amount of time. So that's pretty good. So if you go down in pressure, if you deflate more, usually I don't go to 20, I go down to 15, 12 PSI. So the further down you go, the more that 1 additional PSI kind of adds up within the amount of time you air up. So 1 PSI extra is pretty good. I'm honestly surprised that these VIAIR dual compressors doing so well. So I didn't mention before, but this is actually their new 440 compressors, which is brand new. This is actually the prototype, and they wanted me to test it and see how it does. And I'm honestly surprised because I'm running their 400 on the 4Runner and I loved it. So this one is kind of 1 step up. And we have an ARB Twin on pretty much all of our other vehicles. So this might be something that we're gonna look into in the future. And if you guys don't know much about VIAIR, they've been around for a long time. They've been in the compressor world a long time, and they're super reliable. So I'm glad that we were able to test that out. So the results were pretty good. I was not expecting the VIAIR to be slightly faster than the ARB Twin, to be honest, because this is a prototype. We've never run it or ran it on any of our vehicles. This is the very first one, so I'm pleasantly surprised at VIAIR. So I'm glad we were able to test it out. I'm glad we were able to make this video for you guys to check out. But moving forward, we might be showing you guys how to install the VIAIR using our behind the grill, and we even will show you guys how to install the ARB Twin, since we haven't done that video yet either. But if you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will put a link to the behind the grill compressor mount, the compressor, both compressors down in the link. And be sure to check out both companies. Both are great, VIAIR and ARB. But that's going to be it for this video. We'll see you guys next time.